I guess nobody gives a in this game. Cool, let's go. I'm really gonna rip this dude's head off. I'm gonna beat his ass in front of this guy bad.
What they think, what they see, I'm gonna come in shape and I'm gonna beat this out of them. All these guys obviously gotta come to me, you know what I mean? I'm definitely the lottery fight. If you want to be a huge name, I'm the guy to do it.
The rivalry has erupted as Ryan Garcia looked straight into the cameras and delivered a brutal warning to Conor Benn, promising to beat him so badly that the boxing world could not look away.
I would be disappointed in myself if it goes the distance. I'll be real. Like, if I don't get him out of there 5 and below, I'm gonna still finish the job and play around with him and beat the shit out of him. But it's not gonna feel as good as me really knocking him out. I'm being serious, man. Like, I'm gonna be vigorously disappointed in myself if I don't get him out, unless I break my pinky or some dumb shit. Then I'm like, all right, well, that's why, you know.
And then what?
And even then, why didn't I knock him out with one hand? You know, he's not that good.
You really don't? You don't think you're underestimating him? Maybe?
No, not at all, bro. Watch him fight.
Garcia believes he has already figured out Conor Benn's style after studying his previous fights, insisting he knows the perfect blueprint to beat Benn and make it a one-sided beating.
I see in any of those fights that makes me believe that he's at this level. And I think that there's going to be a clear distinction on, you know, on the difference in experience, talent, and just levels of boxing in the ring. You know, he's going to be getting hit with punches he usually doesn't get hit with. He's going to see a lot of the attempts he does is not going to work. You know, all he has is conditioning, I guess, and even when he has conditioning, he starts throwing sloppy in the later rounds. Like, look it, man, it's gonna be real ugly for you. You're gonna hope it ends in 5 and below, like I'm predicting.
On the other side, Conor Benn is taking nothing lightly, vowing to make Ryan Garcia quit inside the ring and insisting his promise is not hype, but a warning he fully intends to deliver.
That's not speculation. That's facts. We've seen it. As soon as he gets on top, as soon as he gets a bit rough in there, he don't like it. You know, so I'll go in there and I'll show him. I'll show him what I'm like.
You know, speaking of your heart, you had those 2 incredible fights with Eubank. Talk to me a little bit about what you learned in those fights and what you gained from that.
I learned I could go to the well and back. You know, they were hard fights. They were extremely taxing and challenging. You know, especially up at middleweight. They were hard fights. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're here for, to give the fans, you know, fight of the year kind of fights. You know, and just keeping it moving.
Legendary former light middleweight champion Fernando Vargas backs Conor Benn, saying Ryan Garcia has quit in past fights while Benn never has, making this a far more competitive matchup than many expect.
I don't think that it's going to be that easy. I think that Ryan can probably beat him, but not going to be easy. And I'm like tit for tat, like in that fight. Like I really think it's like an even fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Ryan's got a much deeper amateur background. He got the left hook and all that, but
Has Conor Benn quit?
no, he is not.
That's all you gotta say. When you think about that, all you gotta think is that. Has Conor Benn quit?
No.
Okay.
But he didn't
Wait.
fight guys.
Let me ask you a question. Has Ryan Garcia quit?
He has.
Okay.
He has.
That's it.
Fernando Vargas urges Benn to make Garcia quit, insisting the best way to win is by breaking his spirit, just as Garcia ultimately quit against Haney.
Yeah.
Pressure on him too, but what I'm saying by that is because, you know, we're talking about quitting.
With Xander earlier, and you say he didn't quit. So there is a difference, but you felt what Xander did with Boots than what Ryan did with Gervonta Davis.
No. I don't think that Xander's quit.
Yeah, no, you said that earlier. Xander did not quit.
No,
but you're saying what Ryan did against Tank, that's different.
Did he go on one knee?
Yes.
Did he stay there?
Yes.
Okay. So what's that called?
The retiring.
No.
Retiring on your stool is different.
No.
It's quit.
Okay.
Yeah, he's done.
Okay. That's it.
On the other hand, Tony Bellew believes Garcia genuinely made Tank respect his power and dismisses the idea that Ben can simply catch him easily as unrealistic. In his view, nobody truly knows what happened to Garcia against Haney, but he does not see a scenario where Garcia falls short against Ben. He believes Garcia has all the tools to win this fight convincingly.
When it comes to Ryan Garcia, I don't know what he failed on when he fought Devin Haney. But I guarantee you he won't be failing nothing at this because there's so much money at stake in this. He just can't afford to do it. And although, it's massive numbers, his biggest numbers and his biggest pay to date is facing Tank. And he didn't fail a thing for Tank. So, and let's not forget, he rocked Tank as well. Tank felt the shot. Because I think Tank's the most exciting fighter in the world. I think Tank Davis, Gervonta Davis. When he fights, I want to see him. I don't think he's a nice human being, but I think he's the most exciting fighter in the whole world. And he was able to go in and scare Tank.
Furthermore, Bellew praises Ben's punching power, mentality, and relentless drive, believing those qualities are the reason he keeps finding success inside the ring. At the same time, he warns that Garcia's attitude of overlooking Ben could backfire badly. In Bellew's view, underestimating an opponent as dangerous and determined as Ben is a mistake that could completely change the fight.
It speaks volumes for Ryan Garcia, but going into this Ben fight, if he's not on it 100%, because he's already underestimating Conor. You see, I've seen a little bit in the press comments, you're not at this level. And I know people say things and certain stuff, but when you say things like that and of that kind of ilk, you're kind of saying, I know you're not very good. And I understand why he thinks that, because when you look at Conor and you think you're wild, you're raw, you're so open. But then I seen a different side to him in the Eubank rematch. It's a side that can stick to a game plan, a side that can box. And I'm not saying he's turning into Sugar Ray Leonard, because he's never going to be that. But just to be able to stick Chris Eubank Jr. on a jab for 12 rounds and stick to the game plan, that takes a certain kind of mentality to do that.
Garcia has been predicting he will stop Ben inside 5 rounds, but Gareth A. Davies sees a much more complicated fight. In his view, this is the biggest test of Ben's career because he will face challenges unlike anything before. Davies doubts Ben survives if he gets caught early. Yet, he remains curious whether Ben can weather the storm through 6 or 7 rounds and eventually pull off the upset.
The danger for Conor Benn in this is when that bell rings, he's going to be in a world of trouble. By 5 or 6 rounds, I think he'll find out who he's really in against. I see him being knocked out in 6 or 7 rounds. Surprise me, Conor, and win the fight. But for me, this is the most dangerous fight of his career. Forget the Chris Eubank at middleweight fight. This is the most dangerous fight, and I believe he gets knocked out midway through that fight.
Without a doubt, this is the most dangerous fight, and I think it's hard to predict how he goes in this fight because we've never seen him box at this level, and we've seen nothing to suggest that he can compete at this level. And I think that's where your opinions are coming from, and you're right in saying.
Replying to those thoughts, Spencer Oliver praises Ben's grit, determination, and hunger, saying he proved his heart even in the Chris Eubank Jr. fights. Despite claims Eubank was weight drained, he expects Ben to stay as competitive as possible, but Davies believes a loss could close the door on Ben's future with Zuffa after this fight.
Unproven, but one thing we do know about Conor Benn is he's got that DNA. He has, and he showed us that against, all right, it was a weight-drained Chris Eubank up at 160, but that first fight, he had to show a lot of cojones.
That's the way he's got to fight,
Ryan
Garcia.
Yeah.
I don't see him going in there and being able to outbox him.
He won't try that.
He's got to give everything he's got. I think he could have some successful rounds early on in the fight. The danger for him is, if he does get knocked out in 6 or 7 rounds, where does he go from there in this route map with Zuffa boxing? Because he ends up in a cul-de-sac for me.
I totally understand that, Gareth, but I think that, this kid's drive is something quite different. You know, he wants to come out of his father's shoes. This is his massive...
Adding to the discussion, Keyshawn Davis also shares his thoughts, explaining why he believes this is a straightforward fight for Garcia. In his view, Garcia's speed, timing, and power are simply too much for Ben to overcome. Davis even warns that Ben could end up regretting the decision to step into the ring because he expects Garcia to dominate from start to finish.
Who I got, Ryan or Conor Benn? I for sure got Ryan. I ain't gonna lie, easy money. I think that'll be fairly easy for Ryan. I think Conor just too small, and then Ryan big, and he's fast as hell, so it's just gonna be a lot to deal with for Conor, I think.
Giving his assessment, Bellew says Garcia's explosive hand speed could be the deciding factor against Benn. He believes very few fighters can match Garcia once he starts throwing combinations at full pace. Even so, Bellew cautions that speed alone will not guarantee success. He insists Garcia must stay disciplined, avoid unnecessary risks, and stick to a smart game plan if he wants his talent to translate into victory.
That punch power, he's got that snap.
The speed.
Speed as well.
Yeah.
The speed. I think he's the quickest fighter pound for pound in the world right now.
Yeah.
I don't even think anyone's remotely close to him. Pound for pound to speed. I haven't seen speed like him since Amir.
Yeah.
Amir's the quickest I've ever seen. Up close one. I've trained alongside him for GBs. You can't. It's.
Yeah.
I'm 4 punches away. Yeah, like it's just it's blinding speed. Like you've never seen speed like it. With Garcia, it's the left hook that's the real power shot with him.
Yeah.
My only issue with this fight is you don't know which Ryan Garcia is going to turn up. Because if the Ryan Garcia that got him with Rolly Romero turns up, that's going to lose. That's not going to be enough.
Taking the opposite view, Ellis believes people are overlooking Benn's complete skill set. He argues Benn has the movement, toughness, and game plan needed to take away Garcia's biggest strengths and turn the fight in his favor. Rather than fearing Garcia's power, Ellis expects Benn to stay composed, break his rhythm, and prove he has everything required to pull off a statement victory.
I like Ryan. He's a better boxer.
Okay.
But I think Conor Benn has a better tolerance for pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he might overcome Ryan's boxing skills.
Okay.
If he can get past the left hook. If he can get past the left hook, he should be good.
You remember Ryan dropped Mario Barrios in the first round with a right hand, a right hook. So he added that to his arsenal, right? Now he's a two-handed, two heavy puncher, fighter now, right?
I think Ben is more guttier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. He don't shy away from the pain.
So you think that
Barrios got since he fought Tank, it's been kind of.
Ellis agrees Garcia carries dangerous power, especially with his left hook and straight right, but insists that alone will not decide the fight. He believes Benn has the mentality to keep marching forward without hesitation, unlike Barrios, who he feels gave Garcia too much space. Ellis expects Benn to apply relentless pressure from the opening bell and eventually force Garcia into deep trouble.
Yeah, he's gunshot. He doesn't want to pull the trigger. He's leery of the power shots.
And I think Ben just got that go-getter mentality.
So you favor Ben a little bit. You favor Ryan.
I like Ryan. The only thing that's I'm going with Ben. I'm gonna go with Ben.
Okay.
The left hook of Ryan is always dangerous.
Absolutely.
And he's pretty tricky with the right hand as well.
Yeah. How does Ben get it done? Does he stop Ryan?
If he can catch it with a clean shot, yeah.
Catch him with a clean shot. Yeah. All right, definitely, man. Well, we can't wait to see that.
Joining the debate, Barbosa makes it clear he is firmly backing Garcia to win by knockout. He believes Benn is walking into the toughest challenge of his career and will struggle to deal with Garcia's speed and explosive offense. According to Barbosa, once Garcia finds his rhythm and starts landing clean shots, Benn will be unable to recover, making a stoppage feel almost inevitable.
Who's winning September 12th? I think Garcia's gonna knock out Benn. I think he's gonna knock him out.
Not me.
I think Benn's gonna knock him out, fool. Yeah.
I think Ben's gonna win.
Now doing fucking WWE shit. He's not taking that training.
And I've been seeing Conor Ben going
fool.
hard.
He always does that shit though, fool.
I've been seeing Conor Ben going hard.
Nah, I still think Ryan's gonna knock him out, fool.
And Conor Ben has more heart.
Nah, fool, but Conor Ben gets drained, fool, at 47, fool.
Yeah, but he has more heart.
Too drained, fool. It doesn't matter, fool. Ryan's gonna catch him, bop, he's too drained.
Another major talking point is the weight cut, with McGuigan questioning whether dropping to 147 pounds could leave Benn at a serious disadvantage. He believes making the limit may drain valuable energy before the opening bell even rings. Against an explosive fighter like Garcia, McGuigan feels even a slight drop in strength, stamina, or sharpness could become a decisive factor once the action begins.
It really takes so much strength. Your resistance goes. You don't even know it. Suddenly, boy, I can't take a shot anymore. You know, your resistance goes, your ability to be explosive goes, all of that. And that's exactly the point I was thinking. How's he going to do 147 and be strong again? So, and I'm not convinced that he's still strong at 147. I think he's got a bit older. He let the bar out to go up and fight Eubank with 160 pounds. The difference between 160 and 147, it's only 13 pounds, but it makes so much difference to a guy's ability to hold a shot, to deliver a shot, to be explosive, to have that explosiveness in the middle of a fight and near the end to be able to get a guy out.
While many point to Benn's aggressive showing against Eubank as proof he belongs at the highest level, Jordan believes Garcia presents a completely different challenge. He argues Garcia has already competed against stronger opposition and developed under greater pressure. According to Jordan, Benn has never faced anyone with Garcia's blend of speed, timing, and explosive power, making this a far tougher assignment than many realize.
Physicality and health isn't in good condition, are going in against Ryan Garcia, who's fought at this level, who's fought Gervonta Davis, who's fought Devin Haney. Okay, there's been some controversy behind that, but notwithstanding that, we're talking about levels here. And are you all really beginning to make a case for Conor Benn to win this fight? Because I can't see that case.
He boxed with and beat Olympic champion Luke Campbell. You know, so this guy's been in with good company, and he can really, on his day, he can really box. I mean, we know we've seen some up and down performances from him, and I think his lifestyle has caught up with him a few times.
A defeat for Benn could also damage his chances of securing a future showdown with Shakur Stevenson. He believes a loss against Garcia might remove Benn from serious consideration as a potential opponent. That adds even more importance to this fight, as Benn must deliver a strong performance to keep elite opportunities available.
All right. Who do you think wins that fight?
Ryan Garcia.
Do you think it's a close fight? Do you think it's a dominant win for him? How do you see it playing out?
Nah, I think Ryan should win that pretty easy. I don't think this should be a hard fight for Ryan. But, you know, you never know who shows up with Ryan. Like, the guy that fought against Rolly, Conor Benn might get in there and scare him and put him in his place. So we'll see.
So when you say you want to fight Conor and all that stuff, but if he loses in dominant fashion to Ryan, does that make you less interested in fighting him down the line?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a lot hinging on this in some regard. Like if people are hoping to see you fight him, if Conor doesn't show up or doesn't look good, maybe it evaporates.
Yeah, for sure.
Adding more fuel to the debate, Frock delivers a harsh prediction, claiming Benn faces an almost impossible task against Garcia. He believes the difference in skill, speed, and power will become obvious once they start trading shots. Frock even warns that Benn could be overwhelmed quickly if he cannot handle Garcia's explosive attacks, making him doubt Benn's chances of surviving the fight.
Gets absolutely splattered. I've got to be honest, I don't think he's got a chance. He's not there yet, and I've said it before, and he gets the ump with me for saying it. But who's he beat? What's he done? Who's his biggest win?
Chris Eubank.
You can't say it's a big win. This guy finished Eubank years ago, and Eubank's lost a couple of fights. He got battered by Liam Smith, and that's a level. It's like, what's Eubank done to warrant Conor Benn saying, I'm ready for world titles like this against this guy? I know he's just now become a new world champion, and it'd be a good fight, but for me, I just think Ryan Garcia runs rings around him. I don't know if you agree or disagree.
He might have a new dream. He might have a better dream. If I'm Conor Benn, I'm probably looking at Garcia though as the one for me, because it's a bigger fight than the Shakur fight.
Yeah. And more winnable.
And on the other side of the debate, George Groves believes Benn should not be counted out and highlights the physical gifts that make him dangerous. He praises Benn's athletic ability, toughness, and explosiveness, while also acknowledging the weaknesses that have appeared throughout his career. In Groves' view, those flaws could create problems, but Benn still possesses the tools needed to make this a highly competitive fight.
And I mean, that's a fight that I would be really excited for, to be honest. I'd really, because I think Conor Benn, whether he's limited or unproven in certain ways, he's got an exciting style, and he's good to watch. He's fun to watch, totally. And he's coming off a massive height. And he's a much better fighter now than he was a year ago, just through having those two camps, fights, the whole process against Eubank, totally. Performing on the highest stage, coming back from a loss to avenge it in a great way. And maybe it might be flattering because Chris Eubank was so finished, but I think the Garcia fight, I think it's a great fight, really, and because he's now done it.
Adding another perspective, Kelly shares his prediction and explains why he sees Garcia as a major threat for Ben. He believes Garcia's speed, timing, and explosive punching can create problems immediately from the opening bell. Kelly expects a fast-paced battle early on and feels that if Garcia reaches his highest level, Ben could struggle to handle the intensity, accuracy, and pressure coming his way.
Cast or anything yet? Maybe not, because you've probably been locked in for fight week. But
I mean, I've seen bits and bobs, but it's you get what you get from Conor, and I guess Garcia's an American. He's a dangerous fella to fight. He's got quick hands. He's got that explosive, snappy power, and it could. I mean, I think this fight's going to catch fire straight away. I don't think there's going to be no feeling out process, but it's whoever makes the right choices at the right time.
Is this where we really find out what level Conor Benn is? And just to follow on from that, what level is he, in your opinion?
I think you will see what level he is. Believe if Garcia performs to the absolute best, then I can't see past the win for Garcia.
At the same time, Kelly gives a measured assessment of the matchup, explaining that Ben still has questions to answer at this level. He believes Ben can change the narrative with a strong performance, but views Garcia as the biggest challenge of his career so far. However, Kelly adds that if Ryan arrives fully prepared and performs at his peak, he expects Garcia to secure the victory.
I think Conor's probably British-European level. I think he's that sort of level. But he's there to prove us all wrong, so...
But by saying that, you're essentially saying if Ryan turns up with the right head on, he'll beat Conor.
I think so. Obviously, you got a root for the Brit, but I mean, yeah, it's me head sort of saying Garcia.
Yeah, 32 now, John.
Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn are now carrying the weight of huge expectations, with pride, reputation, and future opportunities on the line. But only one fighter can prove the predictions right. Who do you think wins this explosive showdown? Share your prediction below and subscribe for more breaking boxing stories and fight analysis.